Hi everyone, I'm Professor Dinkles. I see that Bulls Trek sub count has almost doubled since the last time I was here, so I'm sure you're all saying, what the fuck? Well, let Professor Dinkles clarify things for you. Sometimes that grumpy old bastard doesn't feel like making videos. And that's where I come in. Professor Dinkles has noticed that some people in the Doctor Who fan community don't like Bulls Trek very much. Perfectly understandable. He is a bit of a jerk. In keeping with this, Professor Dinkles has decided to look at some Doctor Who forums. Well, one in particular anyway. We'll call this one Gallifrey Place. Gallifrey Place doesn't like opinions that run contrary to the 13th Doctor cult, so they don't like that miserable bastard very much. Let's take a look at a happy little thread called So Bulls Trek is at it again. This popped up right after Bulls Trek's Rosa review, and as you'll see, these people just love it. Here's the original post.
Big surprise. Bulls Trek has done a video on Rosa titled, Here We Go Again, spouting his usual anti-PC crap. I was just waiting for him to use Rosa to bash the new production team over the head with. I used to find this guy's views reasonable, but since July last year, he's got more and more paranoid and has unfortunately attracted the more rabid anti-female Doctor Who YouTube commenters to his channel who don't hesitate to make their views known. Pathetic.
Well, how about you give some specific examples of where you disagree? Also, it's now referred to as anti-NPC crap. Bulls Trek didn't need Rosa to bash the new production team anyway. There are many other lovely examples. But since you weren't specific, then Professor Dinkles won't be specific either.
Don't know him and don't care. Some people are just going to hate the series for whatever reason. There's always been haters.
Well then, how can you be objective if you don't know who Bulls Trek is? Also, it's called having an opinion, and Professor Dinkles knows that opinions that are different from your own opinions can trigger you. But, as I've said before, this is called life.
Geez, the guy says that the episode is not anti-racist because it hadn't shown bad black people and good white people. The level of stupidity is over 9,000, but there is one plus. I can see many similarities between him and the episode's main antagonist.
It's called context, silly. When you replace one form of racism with another form of racism, then that's pretty silly now, isn't it?
I have one question. Who? I actually don't know this person, but he really needs to get over himself by the sounds of it.
Well, yes, that bastard is pretty full of himself, but you can't objectively say this when you have no idea who he is. Again, this is a very silly comment.
I can't believe I just watched some of that guy's drivel. Also, what the fuck is an NPC? It's mentioned in his vid and in the comments. The only NPC I know is non-player character, i.e. a non-controllable character in a role-playing video game. Wonder if I can complain about young people appropriating and changing the meanings of acronyms that got coined in my generation. I'm getting old, or is it some stupid stuff like incel normies and all that complete and utter bollocks?
You don't know what NPC is? Well, just read your comment back to yourself, and there you have it. Professor Dinkles also thinks you might be projecting a bit here. This next person clarifies things for us in telling us what an NPC is.
New alt-right strategy to demonize anyone objecting to Trump-esque things, saying that they don't actually exist as sincere people expressing a sincere opinion.
Wait. Isn't the term alt-right what you special people use to demonize people that you don't agree with? Also, thanks for reminding Professor Dinkles. Orange Man bad. That's good to know.
Whoa, I went through pages and pages of comments. I did not see one single sane person in there.
Did you hear that, everyone? We're all insane. I'm also guessing that you didn't see all the NPCs that frequent Bulls Trek's videos. Professor Dinkles is pretty sure you wouldn't call them insane.
For some reason beyond understanding, the guy's videos have been popping up in my YouTube for about the past 6 months. I have no idea why, as I have never clicked on a single one of them, mostly due to the idiotic titles and thumbnails consisting of angry face palms. At least his rubbish is consistent, I suppose. With absolutely no evidence, having perused his channel briefly, I'm willing to lay down money that he's done Star Wars videos going on about Rey being a Mary Sue.
Professor Dinkles can't recall a time when Bulls Trek used an angry facepalm in a thumbnail for a video. Also, you can't claim his stuff is rubbish if you haven't even watched it. Also, yes, Bulls Trek does make Star Wars videos. Good for you!
The dude is a tinfoil hat troll of the first rank, and I'm sick of YouTube recommending his videos to me.
You do know that those 3 little dots on the side will make his videos go away, don't you? Did you just assume Bolstrek's gender, and he's decided to put away that tinfoil hat for now? It was getting itchy.
But don't forget to support him on Patreon, otherwise he'd be forced to get a proper job and actually work for a living.
Well, silly, Bolstrek does have a real job, and doesn't have a Patreon account yet. Maybe he should get a Patreon account. That would make you silly people really mad.
He has done a video about the new Terminator movie being female-led. Soon after the set photo came out of Linda Hamilton with 2 female characters, he claimed that SJWs were infecting sci-fi films and TV shows. The guy's a nutcase.
Bolstrek actually said very nice things about Linda Hamilton in that video, and it seems like most people agreed with his opinions in that video. But Professor Dinkles agrees that grumpy old bastard is a bit of a nutcase.
Wow, Linda Hamilton was the star of the first Terminator film and co-star of the second. I suppose he'll object if they make any alien films with a female lead too.
Bolstrek has said on multiple occasions that he likes Ripley. Do your research, silly.
I beg people not to visit his YouTube site. He gets paid for this crap if enough viewers are registered.
Yes, Powder Puff. Beg people not to be exposed to different opinions. It might make them sad.
He's just upset that he can't get any women to give him an infection.
Why would Bolstrek want an infection? That sounds terrible. And the thread pretty much goes on like that, but Professor Dinkles would like to draw attention to 2 posts in particular.
Personal attacks seem to be the norm around here. So much for inclusion and the right to an opinion. Although I suspect that the moderators turn a blind eye to such, especially one in particular.
Well said, person. Bolstrek supports free speech, and is getting way too much enjoyment out of people saying silly things about him on this forum that he wouldn't want to have it removed anyway. But because it's fun, Professor Dinkles would like to point out that this forum breaks its own rules about personal attacks when you don't agree with what a person says. Let's see what one of the forum administrators had to say about this post, and his actions kind of contradict his statement.
You can suspect what you'd like, but you'd be wrong.
And that bit of silliness was posted on October 27th, and the thread is still up today. Oh, you people are just so funny. Well, Professor Dinkles has had just about enough of Gallifrey Place for today. Stay tuned when that grumpy old bastard brings you another Doctor Who video next week. Well, goodbye.